It's time for Uncle Hank. Question everything with M. Kalani Souza and Uncle Hank Ferguson.
Hey there, gangy. Welcome back again. Uncle Hank, question everything. I'm the Reverend Kalani Souza, and of course, as always, Uncle Hank Ferguson. Uncle Hank, Uncle Hank, I got a question about all the shenanigans going on here in Powilo.
I think I know what you're talking about, because I've had some questions myself.
Hey, somebody's moving into the neighborhood, or maybe they've been there for a long time. They was quiet, but I seen all kinds of construction, trucks moving.
Yeah, and it's like, I believe it's associated with the Cattlemen's Association?
Yes, and I understand it's the Hawaii State Cattlemen Producers Association. I don't know what, I don't think it's Uncle Sonny and the guys from Comuela. I'm not really sure.
Either. In fact, it makes me kind of question, if you remember 15, 20 years back when they started closing down all the slaughterhouses around, like Waimea Slaughterhouse, Honoka Slaughterhouse, right on down the line, all the slaughterhouses.
Yeah, I never did understand that. They closed the dairies, they closed the chicken farms, they closed everything. No eggs, no chickens, no dairy, no cheese, no ice. What's up with all that?
I don't know. It sounds like it's all food to me.
Well, the thing about it is it's food that now comes on a ship from the mainland, which means we are a lot less self-sustaining, a lot less regenerative when we have to rely on missionary ships and the Jones Act to feed our children.
Yes, and it seems like Hawaii's ability is being taken away by preparing, like for instance, as I understand, most of the cattle here are raised to be Herefords, I guess you could say, younger than 1 year.
Right,
and then they ship them off to the mainland.
Yeah, sort of like we're the breeding ground for the feedstock of Oregon and Washington.
And then I don't believe we pay anything less for beef.
No. As a matter of fact, we pay top dollar when it has to come back from the mainland already packaged, pre-packaged. There is some local beef production. Maybe these guys got a little slaughterhouse operation. I mean, I don't know. I just know we should question everything about it.
I took a fast Google ride on the maps.
Oh, I like that, Google ride.
And it's very interesting because you can only get so close to it.
Right.
Okay? But you do see there's a large warehousing situation down there that makes you question what exactly are you doing in that warehouse. And I believe somehow or another it's connected to some kind of feedstock.
Wow.
And the reason I say that, and I may be completely wrong, that's why we have to question these things, right?
Right.
But I see two great big leach ponds that's connected to it too, just a little further down the road.
You mean like those kind of ponds you would see at a piggery or something in North Carolina? Or
yes, like the same ones they were fighting with the dairy over here.
Some place where you would put a sewage and sewer control.
Yeah.
Wow. But no county kind of regulation is because it's the state. How does the state get lands along the coast of Powilo, Hamakua?
Well, and that's the question. Does the state have land there? Or is it just the name, the State Cattlemen's Association?
Wow.
Whatever it is, it needs to be looked at. It needs to be looked at and questioned because it's only recently that this thing started to appear. And it appeared almost like overnight.
Yeah, I mean, driving down the highway, you see them constructing guardrails, putting up fences, plugging them into mountains, blocking up that whole area right in front of that zone. That's just Makai of Powilo Dump. Before, that was public highway road that went across and continued along the shoreway. These days, they block them off. They call them private roads. They go down to the county, little nudge, little state this, and bada bing. Next thing you know, private fence, blocking the road.
Yeah, but see, this starts
big
tying
sign,
in.
Mitch Roth, from there. Who knows?
It's crazy, though. But I do know, And I have heard that they're blocking out the beach access too. And that will go right against PASH.
Man, that's crazy. You see, this is how it happens. They protect the whole island with a federal trail.
Right.
The Alakakai from Kohala all the way back up to Hilo, but Hamakua Coast, zero protection,
Yes,
right?
Yes.
Ooh, you gotta ask some questions about that.
Cattle in Hawaii it actually has been a good product for Hawaii.
Well, you know,
Before we started
guess.
understanding the ecology of the whole thing.
Well, yeah, Pacific Islands, they have big hooved ungulates, not the best environmental equation,
In
actually.
fact, very, very bad.
Specifically, the way they use them in these multi-paddocks, very wasteful use of good ecology that could otherwise be farmland.
Okay, yeah, and you can really see the damage that the cattle do. Take it right up Saddle Road. All those poos up there, you see all those lines cut across? Those are all cattle trails. Those are all cut by cattle. This is the problem with cattle. The weight, I used to call weight per square foot.
It's the impact that they have on the environment.
They keep on pressing the soil.
Well,
further
first of all, I think people think Waimea always looked like that, when in fact it was a lush forest, a deep forest,
Yes.
overgrown. Now that forest is gone, just grasslands, courtesy of this ranching culture.
Exactly.
Right, and, there are different ways to use animals, and you gotta wonder, one of the primary reasons we need this beef industry on hand is in the event that we should become isolated. So in a way, it's like food security, and mostly it's the military that needs that kind of security.
For us, but it sure would be for the military, wouldn't it?
I kind of laughingly think about the days of the Mu and the days of the temple, and the numbers of kauva led to the slaughter. And I'm thinking there was another source of meat way back then for those Proto-Polynesians up out of the south.
We need to really start looking into this, because something is going on at that operation that we don't know about, or it's not being talked about. And because it's not being talked about, of course, it brings questions.
Quiet operation over there in Pauilo,
Yes.
right?
So I guess what we're going to have to do is dig into it and find out who's there. How are they there? How is it that they're controlling that land down there? And I want to know how they're controlling access to the beach. That's the biggest thing.
So that's the State Cattle Producers Association. They're controlling a large swath of land down in Pauilo under Makai, across from the dump. We have no idea who they are. We do know there's a couple of what look like waste ponds attached to some rather large facilities. Truthfully, about a month and a half ago, I saw them moving a large electrical transformer down to that facility. So
electrical transformer to do what?
they're stepping up we gotta ask questions. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it was to the neighbor's house because they got a giant, Sony PlayStation. Hard to know.
Sounds like a processing plant to me, and we need to get down to the wire in this.
Not that processing plants are needed. It just makes you wonder why it is they put all the local businesses out of business.
First. Yes.
And then set up this new structure where they bring in mainland companies that they control, get the fig on. I don't mean to sound like an old gangster from New Jersey, but sometimes it seems like the fix is in.
We've got to get to the bottom of this. Is there a plant, food processing plant, a cattle processing plant? Really is what we're really asking about.
On island.
Yes.
And a slaughterhouse that providing food.
And if it is a slaughterhouse, who's it slaughtering for?
Oh, I understand.
Yeah.
Well, you see, Gangy, a lot of questions still to be asked. Slaughterhouse 550 over there in Pauilo. I don't know, maybe it could be a bestseller. Who even knows? We're here with Uncle Hank. We're asking all the questions. We want to know, hey, what's the beef?
What's the beef, bro?
We'll catch you next time on Uncle Hank.
Okay.
Question everything.
Everything.
Come be a part of a minority view.
Ao he pau ike, I ka halau ho o kahi,